Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another world, and this one is called the Masu Train World, which features both a commuter and a cargo train, and I will apologise for the frame rate because there is a hell of a lot of detail going on with this track. So yes, we've got two lovely trains to drive around. We've got a lovely station featuring many buildings, many shops. Then if I was to zoom all the way out, you can actually see the grand scheme of this track. We've got a lovely loop on the right hand side. We also have a small little crossover loop, and that's what we're going to look at today. So, grabbing hold of my character and coming over to here, we're going to experience the sub 30 frame rates. I'm going to come across over to this section right here. So when you spawn into this world, you're going to end up in one of the buildings around here. And this is the main station. So we're going to have a little wander around here. We can see some windows to peek inside. We've got plenty of lights to light up the darkness at night. Yes, when you spawn in, you'll be sitting in this chair to read the important LCD screen, where it tells you the maximum speed of this train is 35 meters per second. Don't try and go above that thinking it's going to be fine, or you'll end up like I did in my testing video and go flying off the track. We also have some rules for the corners. On a wide turn, we want to make sure we're about 25 meters per second or slower, and for a tighter turn, we want to make sure we are below 15 meters per second. Those are absolutes. You can't go above that because you will just derail and go clang. We also have a bunch of signposts all the way around this place telling you the maximum speed you should be going, and we've also got a bunch of other useful information such as don't have the dampers turned on unless you're braking on a straight line, and don't accelerate while turning. We're going to have a quick wander around this station and all the buildings we've got here. There's one hell of a lot of detail going on with it, and then we'll get into a train and see how it goes. Over here we've got ourselves a lovely little building. This is like a small hotel block where we can just come and float inside. Let's come into this balcony area. And now on the inside of this building, we've got little rooms to go around. We've got lights inside it. So there is some detail on the inside, and you could flesh this out with DLC blocks if you wanted to. It's just wandering around here. We've got stairs to go up and up and up. You can set this up as a hotel, you can set this up as a small shopping, or even just a set of apartments. And if you were to come out of that and move further along, we've got ourselves a little safety rail for your vehicles to come across, and we've got a medical bay to respawn on if something bad happens. Here's another building like the one we just saw. Coming up and above it, we do have some lights coming from the top over to the corresponding building. And on the opposite side here, this is like a little house or maybe even a rail station inside, where we can walk inside. Once again, we've got some lovely lights, and we do have some stairs that we can come up and explore on the inside. Ooh, we also have a ladder up here to get inside the attic, where we've got a boombox. Ooh, look at this, it's even got a button. Will the button do anything? No, it will not. Coming out of here, we can now float out the window and drop ourselves down. We do have some more buildings around the back here where we can come inside. So into here, this is like a small little shopping area with some empty shelves. If I can actually get up and onto the inside, there we go. Then as we continue along, we've got a small little, what I call the cheese stand, where we've got a bunch of stalls with cheese on them. Comes all the way around to here, some more buildings. Then we come over to my favourite building, which is the burger joint. Yes, we got Ronnie's Burgers, and Ronnie is the creator of this map. On the inside, we got a lovely checkered tiles on the floor, and if I can actually get into the door, I think my character is a little heavy. There we go, we've got our stalls to sit on and order our food. Got lovely lights everywhere, and this is where your cook will make the food on the little cooker behind us and serve it to the people over here. So you could roleplay in this place if you wanted to. Coming out here, we'll have a quick look around over to this section right here. This is coming across to a big blue building, and right next to it, we got ourselves a cargo train. Look at the cargo train in just a minute, but here is the big blue building. And all the way across to here, we've got some containers that we can put on the back of this train and transport them to where they need to go. Goes all the way along like this. And for the freight train itself, we can come across and take a better look at it. Got ourselves an ejector on the side acting as an exhaust. We can see some batteries going along the bottom, wheel suspensions coming along the floor, and the wheels are facing the floor, with a few wheels just touching the rails. The rail blocks, by the way, are completely vanilla. They are simply a unreleased block that you can access in the game. And yes, coming around to here, that's what it looks like. On the inside, we'll just take a quick gander in here. We're not going to drive this one. In fact, we will drive this first of all. Got a doorway to open up and see the gubbins of the train. There's our hydrogen engine, our hydrogen tanks, and a bunch of conveyors. Then looking towards the front here, we've got ourselves some atmospheric thrusters to help this stop and drive around. And a seat we can get inside, which is how we're going to drive it. So what we're going to do to get this one out the way and help with the frame rate, we're going to drive this out the station and let's see how it goes. Then we'll go take a look at the commuter train and look at the trailers on that and then drive it around. So yes, following the instructions, dampeners turn off and now we're going to start moving forwards. And this is what we get. We're going to be quite slow moving forwards because you don't have many thrusters, but it does suit what this is trying to create. It is mainly the commuter train which is lowering the frame rate. Once I deleted that in my testing video, it was a lot better, so we'll simply drive away from it. But coming over to here, we can see that our maximum speed will want to be about 10 meters per second. So we're just going to slow this down a little bit. We'll go about 15. Let's go about here. And we'll keep going forwards. In fact, we might already be coming off the track because I started to slow down as we were turning. And well, that didn't go to plan. In fact, I might be able to save this. Let's try and turn you over. No, it's not going to be enough. We might have to switch over to the commuter train because I think I balls this up already by ignoring the rules that were set out when you spawn in. So yes, this is what happens when you derail and don't follow instructions. So now we're going to have to get rid of this train. There we go. Frame rate is a lot better and we'll simply come across to the commuter train and do it a bit better. So this is the commuter train. We got ourselves a bunch of trailers with chairs inside. Some lovely windows, and we do have a disco at the back there. Ooh, with some Hellman's mayonnaise. Ooh. We didn't have this LCD screen going on over here. But yes, we do have a disco floor and some chairs and a very clear look outside. There is no way to transfer yourself to another trailer without coming outside. And we'll have to open up this door, come inside here, and this is what we get. We do have a sky window up here to peer up, which is very nice stuff. Just coming out and moving towards the front here. It's all going to be the same, except for the forward-facing cart, which is how we're going to drive this thing. We'll just come and take a look on the inside, then I will bring the free camera over and we'll take a look underneath it. So walking over to here, like the cargo train, we got our hydrogen engines that we can close up with this doorway. And then turning around, a slightly different story. Here we got a gyroscope underneath our chair, and we can get inside it, and we can get a good view all the way around. We also have our instruction screen right here, just in case we forget, like I just did with the cargo train. Before we go and get into this, I'll bring the free camera all the way over to this station. Once again, we'll take a look at how this has been connected onto the track, and why you shouldn't speed with it. So dropping all the way down, we can see we've got ourselves some wheels which have been attached on some suspensions, which will be attached onto some rotor blocks. This is how it's going to pivot around and act like a proper train. Our wheel blocks facing down are how we're going to drag along the ground and keep this thing locked to the track. And then for our regular wheels here, this is how we're going to move ourselves along with the assistance of some thrusters. And we see there it is shaking around. There's not too much you can do about that. But yes, that's how it's been connected on to the train track with those two wheels like so. That's why you got to be so careful while going around a corner, because they will jump up and pop you off the track, which is what you saw with the cargo train. So we move along, in fact we'll come underneath this thing. You can see how that's all been connected up. We can see our rotors to allow the trailer to wiggle around a little bit. There's our thrusters to help us move around. We've got some batteries to power this thing. That's how it's been held onto the track. There we go. And as we move towards the front there, it's going to be largely the same. And it's a very good setup overall of how to stay connected. We keep going underneath the concrete block. And towards the front, that's how it's been connected up. We've got two hinges put together, which is a lot more safer than using rotors being clipped together. We've got blast or edge blocks just in case you need it. And we will see these bottom parts right here with our batteries and wheels pivot around a little bit, because they will wobble quite a lot, but that's how it's going to stay stable as we go along the track. As we come along the top here, this is what we get. We can see the windows along the inside. And then towards the very back, I think that's the back, yes it is. We then come across over to here. So there we are. We can attach on more trailers if you want to. That is why that hinge is at the back there. And you could always remove a few if you don't want to have them all on here. So back into my character. Now we're going to do this properly. Bring up the HUD. We're going to turn off our dampeners once again because we do not want them to be turned on. so we can just cruise along. Now we're going to press forwards, and we're going to start to speed up. We can just keep going along like so, and we won't go too fast. We'll stop at about 10 meters per second to allow us to go around this short corner. And here we go, we're going to get up to about 8 meters per second, and we're going to keep moving along. This is it from a third-person view going along the tracks, and that'll do just nicely. That's how it's moving along. There we go, you see that now wobbling around. That's what I was talking about. The wheels will sort of slide along there. If you go too fast, like I said, they will pop up, which is what we want to try and avoid. We're going to start to come along. In fact, this is a straight. We can go nice and fast. We can simply ignore the signs on the left. We don't need to worry about that unless we change tracks. And let's just charge along here, 15 meters per second. That'll do quite nicely. And we'll bring the free camera over to get a nice look. So out of the station, along to here. Let's just go and position ourselves like this. Let's get a nice cinematic look. So there goes the train. Very smooth, very quiet from over here. And here it comes once again, straight at us. This is what we're getting. We'll go straight through all the little blocks. We can see how that's being gripped along the railing. And how smooth it is. Back in first person view, going along here, we are starting to slow down. As you can see there, the red sign is saying 2.5, so we can speed all the way up. But the golden rule, we are coming up to a corner, so I'm going to take my hands off the keyboard. I'm going to look at it like so. So going all the way around this fairly large corner, we should generally be okay speeding up on this. And there it goes around the corner there. We do have another train track going right above us, zooming all the way inside. We are going a little bit slow. I might need to give it a helping hand. But yes, you can see there, as soon as I tried to accelerate, it did go very, very wonky. If I kept accelerating there, it would have popped off the track. That's kind of my fault for not speeding up enough before hitting this section. Coming along there. Oh, as you can see there, we are just sort of popping around. I'm just going to tap it a little bit. See if we can get a bit more speed out of this. And we're going to try and speed this thing up. Now getting up to about 5 meters per second. And getting a closer look at those wheels as I try and speed up. You can see there it's trying to fight quite a lot. And it will wobble around. And so here we are on a straight. We should be perfectly fine to accelerate all the way forwards. Should be no risk of me coming off the track unless I've already disconnected part of the trailer. And it's going to drag me off as soon as we hit a corner. Now we're going to come up to this. I think about 20 meters per second will be fine. Yes, the dampener is still turned off. And here we go with this one in third person view, checking the trailers. There we go. And on the side there, oh, we are wobbling a bit at the back there. We might have disconnected one of the wheels. Here we go around the corner in first person view. In fact, we can come out of this and we can open up one of the doors on the side here. So here we go. We're going to do something very dangerous. We're going to start to walk around the edge here. Oh, don't fall off here. That piston head might screw me a little bit. And here we go. We're just going to look at the side. And once we come around this corner, what's going to happen is we're going to go into a tunnel. Yes, a spooky, spooky tunnel. So I will need to come back inside here. In fact, we'll just jetpack around and head in the door. In fact, we should close up both the doors here for safety reasons. There we go. Now we're going to get into this, turn on the lights, and we should be good enough to come through this tunnel. So there has been a lot of work done to the world itself. It's not just the train track, it's not just the stations and the little bits or points of interest around the track. A lot of work has been done on the world itself, making tunnels, making mountainsides, and it's just fantastic overall. So just keep tapping forwards, screw the rules. We're just going to keep speeding up and try and get this around this a little bit faster. It's mainly the tight corners which are going to be the problems. We're going to get up to about 10 meters per second very, very soon. There is the end of the tunnel. And hopefully we'll get onto a straight where we can start to speed up. Turning off the lights on the outside, it doesn't really make too much of a difference because they had to turn off shadows to put the frame rate into a more respectable area. But now we're going to come across a bunch of well-lined trees, which is thanks to one of the 2 mods on this track. Coming around to here, there are the trees in the distance. We've got a small little ridge over the top of us. And that looks like a very nice straight. Let's just start accelerating forwards. We should be fine. I don't think the trailers need to be on a straight when we start to accelerate. We should be good enough to just keep on going. Yes, we are. Nice and smooth. And here we go. We're going to get all the speed we need. Don't worry about the tree branches. We are perfectly fine to go through all of this. What's going to happen next is we're going to come up to what I believe is a tight corner. And this is as far as I got during my testing video. Because we need to come down to about 15 meters per second. Oh, we should be fine. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to be 20 meters per second. Oh, this is going to be bad. Let's find this all the way around. Where's it gone? There it is. And we should be... Oh, we're actually fine. We are actually fine. And we're going to be on our way back to the train station. We're going to come through another tunnel there. And in it goes. As for the area around here, we do have another little makeshift stop over here, which you could set up if you want to. And it looks like Ronnie Dude was going to build something over here. We'll just ignore that for the moment. The train should be coming out of the tunnel at any point now. In fact, we might be coming out over the top of this area, which we entered in, if the train hasn't crashed. Oh, it's still going, which is fantastic stuff. Dampers are turned off. And we should be fairly good to start accelerating towards the station once again. Gonna try and get a nice lot of speed here across the bridge. That's what I want to call it, the bridge. Using ladders as safety rails along the side there. And we're going to need to let go of the throttle as we're going to come around the corner heading down. Now this isn't going to be too good. If we're going down on a corner, that could be a bit dangerous. And here comes the train once again. We're getting quite a lot of speed there. That is going very fast. Bring up the HUD. We are getting up to 21 meters per second, which could be the end of the train. We're only supposed to be going 10 here. Oh, this is not going to be good. Following the train all the way around. How are we doing? We seem to be doing quite well. As you can see there at the front there, it did pivot all the way around. I was expecting that to pop up. And now we're on our way. Oh god, that's it. That is the end of the train. We hit a little bump there where we should have been going 10 meters per second. The rest of the train is still attached, but it's going to slowly follow. In fact, we're now doing a sick drift along multiple tracks. Multi-track drifting. Look at that go. Anyway, that will slowly slide along to this station there. We could try and rectify that. We could try and straighten this out. And in fact, we might be able to get it onto one of the tracks over here. If I just fill this around, we might be able to get this over to here. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I think this could be the end because of the hole right on my right hand side. Come on, just pop up. All I want it to is pop on to the station. And no, it appears that I have just straight ruined that. We come to a sudden stop here. There we go, we'll put the parking brake on. And we'll let the passengers get out because I'm sure they don't want to stay on the train. But that is basically it for the Masu Train World. If you're a competent train driver, you'll definitely do a lot better than what I did. And yes, if you've got a better PC than me, it will be a lot better. If I was to delete the train, I will show you how the frame rate changes. And there we go, this is it without the commuter train. As I said, that is very much the source of the chugging frame rates. So if you are going to play around with this track, it might be a good idea to delete the commuter and just use the cargo train because that is a lot more friendly on the frame rate. If you were to just follow this track around of where we were to go, if we didn't derail, it would just come around this lovely coastal area. We would come past a lovely little lighthouse sitting right over here, which I believe does have a lantern inside it. It might not. No, it does not. Yes, I would have just looped all the way around and came back to the station. But that is it for the Masu Train World. It is an absolute fantastic world to play around with. The trains are absolutely gorgeous for how they've been set up. The world has so much detail going on with it. And yes, there will be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. Remember, it is a world and not a mod, so you simply have to load it and you're ready to go. So thank you all for watching, and I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.